Welcome into another high school preview show. This time, Coach Height at Emerald. What's going on, Coach?
Not much. Happy to be here. Appreciate you guys having me on.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. We got Coach Smith down here too. Coach, this is probably one of my favorite preview shows. Getting the Vikings on here. Know we had a lot of fun last year. We get to have you hop back on this year. Excited about that, and kind of starting us off here. Let's talk about last year a little bit. I know right before we got on here, we talked about you got into that loaded district, but just the journey you guys had throughout the year.
Yeah, it was an up and down year. It had a really slow start. We had a big win early against a good Fox Creek team that gave us some confidence that we needed. And then into region play, we're able to pull off two just unbelievable ball games against Woodruff. They do a great job with their team, really scrappy ball club, and winning those two games was huge for our season, giving us a chance to get into the playoffs, obviously, and then. Big step for us was getting those games, getting off to a good start. Was able to beat Chester as well, and that solidified an opportunity to really take a big step in the program where we are currently. Was trying to get into the playoffs. One of our biggest goals was to get in and win a game in the playoffs, and we were able to do that, which was great. We've been young, and we still are young to a degree. So that was a big piece of our season last year. Lost some close ones in the playoffs. Lost to a really good Powdersville team 2-1. That we had some chances. Felt like we did a very good job, about as good as we could to knock off a great team, obviously. And we beat Chapman at Chapman in the playoffs, which was a great win for our program. They're a great team and a great program. So that was kind of the tip of the spear there for us for the season, and then. Unfortunately, the season came to an end up at Seneca, but another really good baseball team there. So, not where we wanted to be, but with all things considered, with our team where we are, I was very proud of how we finished.
Coach, go ahead and tell us some of your big returning players that you're looking forward to having back this season.
Yeah, we'll lean heavily on Tucker Meredith, the left-handed pitcher, committed to Presbyterian College. And he'll be a two-way guy for us for sure. He plays first base, can play outfield as well. We'll be leaning on him heavily. Really, really good arm. Had a great year as All-State last year as well as All-Region. So we'll go as far as he can take us to a degree there on the mound. We'll have some other young guys that will need to eat up some innings, but he'll primarily be our top guy on the mound. In the field, we're excited to get Bo Height back on the field. Was out last year with a labrum injury. Eli Swansea, a really good catcher there for us. Still young and growing, but he's going to be a good one. Colston Marino is another. Him and Finn Howard, another group of that guys in that young group that'll be. They're returners, but their age is very young. Finn's going to be a sophomore. Colston will be a freshman. Bo's a freshman. Eli's a sophomore. And those guys, along with some other guys that we're counting on, Aaron Polly and Peyton Gillespie and Caleb Oots, Cody Scott, some of our other returners that we'll need to kind of fill in and help us in everywhere at the plate, really competing. And obviously defense is a big part as well. So those are a few guys, and I know there's several I'm leaving off, but getting back out there with them today was great, even though the weather was bad. But it was exciting to see the guys and starting to work towards this year.
Yeah, no doubt. You kind of talked about those top returners, and over the years you talked about Height and Swansea. You've had those newcomers step onto the scene, and you got a good group there. What about newcomers this year that didn't play such a big part in last year?
Yeah, I think he's played 2 years for us, or a year for us as a seventh grader, but Bo, to me, is still a newcomer. Colston Marino being another one. I tell you, a guy who's worked really hard that I think will see some innings for us is a guy named Thomas Hodges. Has worked his tail off to get there on the mound. And Finn Howard is another good young one. I don't know at what point we stopped calling these guys newcomers, but they just continually each year improve, and I feel like they burst on the scene every year over and over again because they are so young. But those guys in particularly, and we're hopeful that a couple of our other guys, Peyton Gillespie didn't play a ton for us last year in spurts, but hoping he can be a guy to help us. Caleb Boots, Cody Scott, Matthew Ritter, a couple guys that we're, hopefully pick up some innings for us and help us out and score some runs.
Well, it sounds like you got a pretty good mix there of a couple of veteran guys, a couple of young guys with veteran status at some point. Tell us about your expectations for the season coming up here.
Well, I think we're in one of the best 4A regions, in the state. So I think when you look around at who's in the room in that region, it's going to be a challenge every night. We're playing 3-game series, but ultimately my goal is for our team to be competitive in that region. I feel like if you can win in our region, you can win at any level in the state in 4A. Lawrence, Fountain Inn, Wren, West Side, those teams, South Side, that's going to be some very competitive baseball. And I feel like that our team needs to be competitive. We need to be confident, just trying to make sure they understand that if there's any game that you can win without having the most talent, it's baseball. And I'm hoping that we can throw enough strikes and play good enough defense for us to be competitive in that region. I really feel like as these guys grow and continue to gain confidence that we want to be a team that competes for the region championship. That'll depend on how our other arms hold up outside of Tucker. But I'm excited. I'm hopeful. I'm always very positive, and I feel like that if we can compete in this region, we're going to be just fine.
Now I've got the question, the different question. Coach, you move up from 3A, and you played 2-game series last year, correct?
That's right.
From a coaching standpoint, how does that affect you moving from that 2-game to 3-game series, especially with the competitiveness that you face in this region?
Yeah, that's a big change. And I've actually talked to a lot of coaches that are in the levels above us, in 4A and 5A. We've never done this. In my coaching experience, this will be something brand new. When I was at Strom Thurmond, it was always twice a week. And then here at Emerald, it's always been twice a week. And even when I was an assistant at Greenwood back in the day, it was the same way. So this is something brand new for me, brand new for our coaching staff. But we've got, Ryan Flores, Eric Kempe, and great pitching guys to help us stack the arms where we need to be. But I have started studying that and looking how teams have done it in the past that have had success, how they're staggering their pitching. And I think I know a lot of that honestly depends on what you have in the stable, but we're going to try to be as smart as we can for how to stack our pitching. But we're already trying to plan some of those Fridays out to figure out how we can Johnny Holstaff it to a degree, because we really don't have currently 3 ace, starting pitchers. We're kind of working off a group of guys that haven't had a lot of innings, but I think they can be effective. But we got to be real smart about how we structure that through the week. So that'll be a big change.
Well, I think that also helps you once you get playoff time too. You got some guys that have had some meaningful innings throughout the season, which you're going to get in the playoffs.
Yeah, no doubt. I do think that it will develop more pitching depth than we've had to have. I mean, the last couple of years, you had Will Howard and Tucker Meredith eating up, 70, 80% of your innings. And that's not going to be the case this year. We're going to have to lean on, some of these other guys who haven't got a lot of varsity innings, but are surely capable, So we're excited to see some of those guys like Thomas Hodges and Colson and Eli and, some of these other guys that haven't had a ton of varsity experience get out there and throw.
Yeah, no doubt. I know we're excited to see you guys. I know you come up to my neck of the woods a good bit this year, because that drive to Emerald can be tough on me a little bit. But nonetheless, Coach, we appreciate you hopping on. I know I can't wait to see you guys in the spring.
Yeah, I'm excited. We're looking forward to it. I hope you guys can make it down. We got our Emerald City Classic preseason tournament on the 28th. It'll be a fun time, and it'll be a good opportunity to see some good baseball teams on the field. And, our region is going to be a really big test, and I'm excited to go up against some of those teams. I believe that it's just going to be a different level. that bar is going to be raised, and I hope that we can continue to fight to stay up there with some of those guys. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, those will be some good games to kind of check out. So we appreciate it, like I said, and I know we'll have to get Sammy up to Emerald since he's been dying to get up there and didn't make it last year. I'm gonna
Hey,
have
we
to
had
push
it. We
him
had
up.
it. We got a double-decker press box. We got heat. I had y'all seats reserved. Sammy didn't make it. So, hey,
You serve up some good food. Austin will be there and about as quick as he can.
There you go.
we can make it happen. Little Caesar's Pizza, the official pizza of the Emerald Vikings.
Hey, there we go.
There's a promo shout out meeting our quota. So we're excited about it, man. I hope to see you guys. Thank you for what you do. Appreciate the coverage. Means a lot to our players. Means a lot for our state. Our baseball in our state, to have you guys paying attention and covering, and it's a lot of time. We know that, and I greatly appreciate what you guys do.
Yes, sir. We appreciate what you guys do for us and for the players as well.